I want to bring in Democratic Senator from Washington, Patty Murray, chair of the Senate Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions. You saw the calendar. You know the calendar. You are living the calendar, Senator Murray. I know that this push, let me start here, to pass the Right to Contraception Act is one that is important to you. Talk about the urgency on this and where you are with Republican support to actually be able to try to get it done.
Hallie, I never thought I would be talking to you about a bill to protect the right to contraception in my life in this country. But here we are. We heard a Supreme Court justice say that he believes it's not protected after the Roe decision. We have seen a number of state legislatures now move to stop women from being able to purchase contraception. And we saw in the House 195 Republicans last week voted against the woman's ability to purchase contraception in this country. So tomorrow we are moving on the floor to put into law the right for people to buy contraception in this country, so there is no question.
And let me ask you about that second part of the question, too, Republican support. Are you hearing from your colleagues across the aisle on this? Do you believe that you could get 10 members of the GOP to back you up on this push?
Right now, we have not heard from any of them on what they intend to do tomorrow. We intend to ask unanimous consent to move it forward. It just seems to me like, just a non-brainer. Yes, of course Americans should be able to buy contraceptive drugs. That should just not be questioned. But apparently in these days, there are people in the Republican Party who think that we shouldn't be able to. So we'll find out tomorrow. We're working hard. We want to show the American people where we stand and what their rights should be in this country.
And to that point, there's also this bill that we mentioned that would codify the right to same-sex marriage in this country. What are the prospects for that? We keep hearing, I think, dribs and drabs from various, and I say Republicans because obviously Democrats would need some Republicans to get on board there about where they stand. What's your sense as Democrats move now to try to shore up some of these rights for Americans, given the Supreme Court ruling on Dobbs?
Yes, we believe also that we need to codify protections for same-sex marriage in this country for the same reason that I just described to you on contraception. We are now trying to get Republicans to support us on that. Several have come out and said they would, but we all know the numbers. We need 10 Republicans. They need to stand up and show the American people where we stand. We expect to have a vote on that next week.
Let's talk chips, because it appears that that bill is moving slowly, but moving, perhaps, toward a vote in the Senate there. We heard from Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, who seems to be on board with this semiconductor bill, sort of with the caveat that Democrats would not push through a reconciliation bill on climate, on prescription drug prices, et cetera. Do you believe that that is a fair and worthwhile trade-off?
Well, we're not trading that off. We're going to move to the CHIPS bill tomorrow. I expect that we will have Republican votes to support us. This is so important. We all understand what chips are today. How many people have tried to buy a car or a kid's toy or a washing machine as we have watched the supply chain issues just really crumble over the last 2 years because of the COVID pandemic, and we're not able to buy it, or we're seeing inflation because we don't have enough available. We are saying this country is going to build its own supply of chips. We're going to back it at the federal level, and we're going to make sure that we build chips here, American jobs in our own country, so that we have fixed the supply chain and lower the costs for Americans on all of those critical products that require chips.
Before I let you go, I just want to ask you about some of the developing news that is happening as we speak, Senator, which is the Attorney General of the United States, Merrick Garland, sitting down with her own Lester Holt. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to any piece of that interview, but Lester pressed him on the idea of Donald Trump potentially being held accountable by the Department of Justice. How do you see that unfolding?
Well, I am watching the DOJ as everyone is. We've watched. I was here in the Capitol. I was captured in my room. I know what we went through. The American people are now seeing what happened to their democracy when a number of people, insurrectionists promoted by Donald Trump, came to the Capitol and tried to overtake our votes with brute force. And I believe that people need to be held accountable, and I'm hoping that that's what the DOJ will do.
Senator Patty Murray, thank you for being back on the show with us. We appreciate your time this afternoon. Thanks.